Who, who owns the float? My name is William Maddox. I'm a construction management engineering tech major.
My name is Joshua Medley, and I am a civil engineering technology major.
And my name is Noah Radcliffe, and I'm a construction management major.
First off, we'll start off with what is a float? A float is defined as an amount of time that a project activity can be delayed without affecting the project completion date. If a project activity is said to have a zero flat, any delay to that activity will result in a corresponding delay to the project completion date unless recovery measures are taken. If a project activity has a positive float, the activity can be delayed until the float reaches zero without delaying the project completion date. If you own the float, you have the ability to reschedule activities that are not time critical to accommodate those that are. And next, William will talk about the contractor's use of float.
Thanks, Josh. So basically, how a contractor uses float in his project. So the main use of float by a contractor is to offset any delays experienced in a critical path activity. Critical path activity is an activity like laying concrete. If it is delayed, it changes the final date of the whole project. So in a sense, it can't be delayed and has zero float. Float is a very valuable asset for the contractor and allows him to be more strategic as well as more flexible with his planning. I also found a quote that says, "It is often assumed that the contractor is the party with the most risk relative to any delays and is therefore in the best position to utilize the float." I like that. I think it gives a good backbone to why the contractor should be in charge of the float. Next is Noah.
Thanks, William. So to really add off of what William said in his last bullet there about the quote that he chose, basically a good question is, does the contractor own the float? The float is based off of a critical path schedule, which is basically the order of tasks that have to happen for the building to be able to build. Within that schedule, you have float on each value. So if one value ends up being late, maybe possibly due to weather or someone submits something late, then it eats into its float and then it doesn't push the whole schedule out. Within that, we have different types of delays. You've got contractor delays, you've got owner delays, and all these different things that can both affect the schedule and not affect the schedule. You also have like what kind of events are going on the project. You've got hard times. Not hard times, but you have hard schedule hits, and you've got soft scheduling. The contractor is the one that creates the schedule to begin with. So in the end, they really should be one of the ones to own the float, since they do dictate, what items have float and what items don't. And then a good quote that I found was, "There is one brief period of time, however, when only the contractor owns the float. He alone decides how much float each and every activity has in the project schedule. So when is this magic moment? It is quite simple. Until the original plan is published, the contractor has complete control over the float. Pity then that so many contractors squander the opportunity." And then here's just some of our general sites and sources that we used. Of course, the EJCDC general conditions with float, the who owns the float article that we got, and then another view from Primavera scheduling of who owns the float. Thank you.